Hi, thank you for tuning in to the Orion Outreach Program on ONTV. I'm Jess Agnew, and here with me is Michele Arquette of the Clinton River Watershed Council. Thanks for joining us, Michele.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Now, what can you tell us about the mission of your council?
The Clinton River Watershed Council, our mission is to protect, enhance, celebrate the Clinton River, its watershed, and Lake St. Clair.
All right, and can you tell us how you promote your efforts of the council? Do you work with local businesses, residents, the local government?
Well, through our mission, we have three major components.
Okay.
They're education, stewardship, and watershed management. So we work with local units of government, we work with students, we also work with corporations to educate them on the resource, whether it's wonderful fishing, canoeing or kayaking, or how to plant a native plant buffer along the river to help restore it and keep it clean. We work with students to do water quality monitoring. And we also work with watershed management to help folks protect that resource. So it's through our mission and those businesses as well as local units of government that we get our work done.
All right, and one of my first thoughts when I was reading about your council is, what exactly is a watershed?
It's funny that you asked that, because every time I give a workshop or a presentation, I always start there, because a lot of folks don't know what a watershed is. Hopefully all of our 8th grade students out there know it because it's part of their curriculum. But there are a lot of adults that I come across every day that don't know. A watershed isn't just the lakes, rivers, and streams in a particular area. It also includes the land surface. So you have all the runoff. So when it rains, when snow melts, you have water moving across the land. And of course, water doesn't move uphill, it moves downhill. And so it always goes into that lowest point. Kind of think of it as a dinner plate, so to speak, in that basin. So in a watershed, you have all that land area, the lakes, rivers, and streams, draining to a common body of water. So in our case, all the land area, which is 760 square miles, parts of Oakland County, Macomb County, Lapeer County, and St. Clair County, eventually drains into the Clinton River, which then empties into Lake St. Clair. It's also home to 1.5 million people, which makes it the most populated watershed in the state of Michigan.
Oh, wow. And also, I have read that it is considered an urban watershed. And how does that impact the runoff? And
well, we do have 3 very distinctive areas within our watershed. The very southern end is very urban. And what we mean by urban is highly densely populated. So we have lots of people, we have lots of roads. Here in Orion Township, we're kind of on that edge of between the real urban part and the more rural part. So we're kind of suburban here in Orion Township. So we don't have, the homes aren't as packed as tightly together. We have a little bit more green space. And then when we get to the northern area, it's more rural. We have farms and lots of large green spaces. So it does vary where you are. The issues in an urban watershed are a little bit more extreme than they are here in the more northern part of the watershed, where we don't have as densely impacted roadways and strip malls. We have less nature sponges in the more urban part of the watershed. So there's more issues with water quality and water quantity in those areas.
And those are 2 of the main focuses of your organization, right?
Correct, yes. We work a lot with stormwater and other ways of protecting water. So water quantity is an issue when we don't have the sponges that help soaking up the water. So when we do have a rain system, all the water is going into our storm drain system, which then eventually ends up in the closest body of water. In most cases in our watershed, it drains directly to the nearest lake, river, or stream. So when you have less sponges soaking up water, you have more water in the system. You also have issues with stormwater runoff and quality because it picks up anything. Whether if you don't pick up after your dog, where does that eventually flush into? If you put way too much fertilizer on your lawn or fertilize at the wrong time of the year, that's where it ends up. If we don't properly maintain our cars, excess oil and gas ends up in our lakes, rivers, and streams. And those are the 2 real big areas that we talk about with folks.
Well, it sounds like you guys are putting in a lot of effort into the council and all the works that you do. what is the value of the Clinton River to the citizens of Orion Township that makes us so important?
Well, we work with Orion Township very closely in a partnership to help educate folks in their community. We frequently have done workshops and presentations in Orion Township about how to landscape their lawn for water quality, how to manage their lakefront property to help protect the quality of water, you know, whether they live on Lake Orion or one of the smaller lakes or Paint Creek. We work very closely with those citizens. We also do a lot of restoration projects within Paint Creek. We work with local citizens and other organizations to do restoration projects in Paint Creek. We do fish habitat structures and those types of things as well.
Great. And what are some of the greatest concerns and challenges that the council is facing in trying to work with the Clinton River right now?
It's the stormwater runoff. The greatest water quality impact in the Clinton River and throughout the watershed is stormwater runoff.
Okay.
Because as that rainwater, you know, that we've had recently, and you know, we get frequently all throughout the year, as it moves across the land, it's picking up those pollutants. It also gets warmed by the roads and by the parking lot, and you know, that's another type of pollution, is what we call thermal pollution. So as it moves across the, you know, surface and ends up in our water bodies, it's adding that pollution to it. So that's probably our biggest concern at this point, is, you know, trying to control the quality of the stormwater.
And how exactly is the council hoping to combat these issues, especially this particular one? Are they reaching out to the community and businesses like you mentioned before?
Right.
Are there programs that the residents can get involved with?
Right. Yes, there's three different ways that I can, I'd like to explain to you now. One of the things that we do here in Orion Township is an Adopt a Stream program. We have about 100 people in Orion Township and the surrounding communities that volunteer in a program called Adopt a Stream. And every year we host a training for this program. We take ordinary citizens from all different careers and walks of life, and we train them for about 3 hours on how to do water quality monitoring with the Watershed Council. Then they dedicate about 3 hours a year, 3 to 4 hours a year, going out and do water quality monitoring in their own community on behalf of the Watershed Council. We provide the training and all of the equipment and the support for them to go out and do this water quality monitoring. They do it the first Saturday in May, and they do it the first Saturday in October, and then they report the data back to the Watershed Council, and then we in turn put that data back to the state of Michigan to help them with their water quality assessment efforts as well. So that's a great way for Orion folks to get involved. We also have a very similar program called Stream Leaders, and it's a water quality assessment program, but this is specifically for students. And so all 3 middle schools in Orion Township, as well as the high school, participate in this program, and they go out and they collect water quality data as well. And they do it here in Orion Township, and they turn that data into us. They compare, you know, previous semesters and years data of other students that have collected data in Orion Township. And that really is important. It starts that seed of stewardship, of caring about the environment in their own backyards. And to me, that's really important, that they learn that, how to take care of their own community and learn about the importance of water resources in their own community.
Absolutely. And also I read on your website that there are a few different cleanups that are going on, like the weekly river cleanup?
Yep, we have a new program. Every year we do a Clinton cleanup. It's usually some weekend in September, and that's like a big, huge yearly cleanup.
Right.
And then we decided in conversations with our communities that it probably takes more than one Saturday out of the year to really clean up. And so we instituted a new program called Weekly Clean, where every Wednesday, 50 weeks out of the year, we won't be doing it the week between Christmas and New Year's, and we won't be doing it the week of Thanksgiving. So 50 weeks a year, every Wednesday, we will have a different location from 10 to 12 that we'll be cleaning up. We will add on a 4:30 to 6:30 cleanup on the third Wednesday of the month. But every single Wednesday from 10 to 12, we'll be cleaning up various places in the watershed.
Now, you've mentioned a few specific programs that residents can be involved in. Are there any other ways that residents can get involved and donate or contribute to your council?
Yes, the Clinton River Watershed Council is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our funding sources come from membership. We do have local governments, our members. In fact, Orion Township is one of the members of our organization. That's why we provide them services in various areas in return for that membership. We also have businesses that contribute financially to our mission and help us out with various programs financially. We also have individual memberships as well. So if folks are interested in helping out and they can't necessarily get out in the field or do a cleanup, but they would like to help us continue our mission, they can go right on our website, which is www.crwc.org, and there's a donate button right on the front page. And so folks can give financially as well.
Great. And I was wondering, how successful has the council been? You mentioned that it's been around for 40 years?
Our Watershed Council is celebrating our 40th birthday here in 2012.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We have been around since the institution of the Clean Water Act, and at that time the Clinton River was the most polluted river in the state of Michigan. The Rouge has the fame of catching on fire, but we were the most polluted river. We now have thriving fish populations, so there's been an enormous amount of success over the last 40 years, and the Watershed Council is very proud to be part of that.
Great. It's great to have you guys around. Now, if anybody is interested in gathering more information about your council, is there a number they can reach you at? And you mentioned the website.
Yep, our telephone number is 248-601-0606, and we're located in Rochester Hills, and we are generally open to the public Monday through Friday during business hours. So folks can stop by or give us a call or visit our website for more information.
Great. And going back to the Adopt a Stream program that you're doing, is there an event coming up that's providing training?
Yes, there will be a training here in Orion Township at the Orion Center.
So right here at this building?
Yes, right here in this building.
All right.
On August 13th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll start out indoors, giving folks some background on the information. Then we're going to take them out to the stream and teach them how to collect bugs and measure different parts of water quality.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Michele. It's been a pleasure having you on our show. That's it for today's broadcast of the Orion Outreach Program on ONTV News. I'm Jess Agnew here with Michele Arquette. Thanks for watching.